Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Thursday night, September the 19th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Welcome to everyone. I hope you are doing well. Finally, Canucks training camp is here. Canucks training camp has started. That means it's kind of like the official start of the season, and all the big guys are there. Thatcher Demko spoke. We got some pretty cool line combinations. So we got a lot that we can talk about tonight. So I'm so grateful that you're here, and we're gonna have a lot of fun as we get going. Yes, I think we can call this the official start of the Canucks season. So welcome, moderators. Do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, do anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section. Make sure you vote on the poll question in there as well. You can like the video. There are 25 of you in here already, but only 8 likes, so we can bump that up. You guys know I love that 50% rule. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Simon is the first to notice my new shirt. Nice t-shirt, by the way. I know that's going to be your thing that you're going to sell. Well, I'll talk about that more in my mid-show sponsoring, but thank you for noticing, Simon. And yes, this is my second shirt, my second design now, and it's the GLCPC in obviously the flying skate colors, and then with the thumbs up. So you saw the CCC shirt yesterday, you saw the GLCPC shirt today, and then you can I'll explain this on Sunday. You can basically get on the crest or on the full front. And yeah, I can't wait to open up that storefront on Sunday. Will you sell signed shirts? Probably not RSA, because you don't need my signature. I don't want to wreck the shirt. Besides, they get shipped from to you directly, and they don't get shipped from my place here. And you can get shirts, you can get mugs, you can get notebooks, you can get stickers, but I'll go all over all of that on Sunday when my storefront is officially open. So yeah, hope you guys like this one. I think it's the server says the logo reminds me of the fist logo from Karate Kid All Valley Tournament. I will have to trust you on that one. Yeah, it's funny because of the if I take the banner off the bottom, then you can see it better. There you go. But when I have that banner on, I kind of have to adjust the way I'm sitting. But there, yeah, thumbs up, and then with the words GLCPC on Canuck type font on the bottom. All right, let's get going in tonight's show. And with tonight's show, because we got a lot to get to. Jack says, at first I thought it was a middle finger. Why would I put that? Why would I put that on a shirt that I'm trying to sell? But that is pretty funny. Carol says, how to get the mug so I can drink my Pepsi. I'll explain all of that on Sunday. 41 hours away from NHL preseason hockey. That's awesome, Ricky. Brian says, nice t-shirt. Well, thank you, Brian. I'm glad that you like it. I like this one. I like both of them, actually, a lot. So glad that you guys, yeah, you can buy hoodies, you can buy t-shirts, you can buy jackets, and I'll go over all of that on Sunday. But I will say this, $50 or more is if you spend, it's free shipping. So that's basically 2 or 3 items. And I'm not sure if I told you guys. Let me know in the chat if I said in here that I wasn't sure if we'd have to pay import tax, duty, GST. So DHL sent me a notice that I would have to pay it, but it said you can also not pay it and then just see what happens. And sure enough, I didn't pay it. It showed up on my door. It showed up on my door, and I didn't have to pay anything in terms of taxes, GST, import duties. So it's just a true with the free shipping and no duties. It was the cost of the shirt itself. Yeah, and I hope you feel better, Tyler. Thank you for doing your best to be here. That is awesome. Okay, so let's talk about Thatcher Demko first. And I'm going to end the poll right now because it's a good place to start. I'll go over the line combinations and everything first. In a second, but let's go with the actual poll. So I said, having heard what Thatcher Demko had to say, and I'll go over that in a second. How are you feeling? 40% of you are saying cautiously optimistic. 33% of you are saying much more hopeful. 14% are saying still confused as ever. And only 11% are saying nervous and or worried. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Mostly positive. Not a lot of votes, only 27 votes. But most of you are either optimistic or you are hopeful, which is a good thing. So Thatcher Demko took the ice before basically Group A. So he was on the ice first, working out with new goaltending coach Marco Terranius. And he basically, he said a lot, but he didn't say a lot. So bottom line is this. His injury is so rare that he thinks he's the first hockey player to ever suffer it. And he found about 5 cases of soccer players having it, but he couldn't find any other cases, no other recorded, documented cases of whatever he has. So what he has, he did confirm it, when he was asked, is it a knee injury? He kind of said, yes, muscle. So some sort of muscle in his knee. I didn't know he had muscles in your knee, but I'm sure it's something around his knee area. And that kind of confirms what I think it was Elliot Friedman who said it was something to do with the back of his knee. He confirmed no surgery. He confirmed that this injury happened in Game 1 against Nashville. He confirmed that he did hit a wall in terms of his rehab and working out over the summer. But he did say that the past 2 to 3 weeks have been really, really good. And Rick Tocchet said that as well. So basically, it's a knee muscle injury, a muscle around the knee injury. Can't have surgery. It's going to have to play through it. There's no documentation. There's no precedent to this injury, how to treat it. And it set him back in the summer, but he's had 2 to 3 weeks of great work on the ice. He also said that he had a minor surgery on his lower body that had nothing to do with this. So I don't know if that's a hip. I don't know if that's a quad, a leg, a foot, a toe. It doesn't matter. But he also had minor surgery. Was out for 2 weeks for that, but that has nothing to do with his more major injury, which we still don't know exactly what it is because he doesn't even know what it is. If you're confused, so am I. So he did not put a timeline on his return, but he is 100% optimistic. He believes that he will get to 100% in his recovery, which is great, which is awesome. We just don't know when that is going to be. So yeah, exactly. That's correct, Irvin. He did not disclose what the injury is. He kind of talked for the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then someone just asked him flat out, is it knee? And he said yes, quickly, but then he quickly said muscle. So I don't know if that's knee muscle or muscle around the knee. Ricky says the frustrating thing is that Demko's injury happened with 32 seconds left in game one. The game was over and he lightly bumped in the post on his own. Dang, that's really too bad. And really quickly, LA Women's Hoops. No, for my shirt, no, you don't get taxed twice. Basically, for my storefront, because it's based in the United States, when you buy the merchandise, you don't get taxed. It's just whatever the cost is converted to Canadian, or in your case, American, $50 or more, I guess. And then you get free shipping. So they don't tax you. But then, because in the States you'll be fine. But because I'm ordering goods in the States that's coming up to Canada, technically, I could be on the hook for the goods and services tax, the GST, and an import fee. So those together would have cost me an extra $20. So I will say on Sunday, if you're going to buy stuff, buy a lot at the same time, so you're not doing separate shipments. But I didn't pay that $20 online. I was willing to pay it when they delivered it, and lo and behold, they delivered it, and I didn't have to pay that $10 GST and that $10 import fee. So I basically got 3 shirts, all for $50, just over $50, which is maybe about $60, which was pretty good though. So yeah, $50 Canadian, American, so about $65 US. Sorry, $50 US, so about $65 Canadian. I still think it's pretty good. I'm not making much money on it. I just want people to get their hands on some merch if they want them. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But I'll explain more of that on Sunday. Yeah, it's right here, Taylor. You did guess it right. There you go. It's the GLCPC shirt. You did indeed guess it right last night. Okay, good. You do see it, and it was right. The GLCPC sales tax. I would never do that to you guys. You guys are awesome. So that's a bit about Thatcher Demko. So for me, I'm optimistic. He says that he's going to get to 100%. He just doesn't know when. Rick Tocchet did say that even if they have to start the season without Demko, which they will, that he's confident in the team defense, their structures, the system. So we will see. I've chatted with a couple people who think if Demko's out for a long period of time, it's severely going to hamper the Canucks' playoff chances. I have time for that argument, but maybe I'm being optimistic. Hello, Lucas. RSA, I don't know if it's free shipping to the EU. That part I didn't check out. It said free international shipping, so EU is considered international. So hopefully it is. But I'll try and find out. I'll try and find out before Sunday when we launch the store. I'll be working on it over the weekend. You guys want to get into line combinations? I know you do. Everyone loves line combinations. So the first group had Patera and Shelovs. So with Patera and Shelovs manning the 2 nets, this is how the Canucks lined up in their first group. And there's reason for excitement for sure. If I sent you a jersey, you'd have to pay the GST. It depends how you mark it and how it clears customs. So if it's a brand new, if you're sending it to me like you bought it and it's a gift to me, then no, I wouldn't have to pay it. But if I'm buying it from a retail shop, I might have to pay it, but it's not always for sure. I know it's kind of confusing. It's not always cut and dry. And yes, the GLCPC is indeed the good-looking Canucks Positivity Club, a club that I started and a club that all of you guys are a part of. Let's look at these lines. So whatever order he puts it in is fine. Actually, that's kind of the thing with Brendan Batchelor. But the biggest one to me is Jonathan Lekkerimaki got to play with Pettersson and DeBrusk. I'll get to the ramifications of that in a second. It's funny. Rick Tocchet calls him Laramaki. He doesn't even bother trying to say the K. So you had Atu Ratu in between Höglander and Garland. Then you had Niels Oman with Carlson and Sammy Blais, and then Smith between Patterson and Arliksson. And then on D, you have Pettersson with Hronek. It looks weird, but that's obviously the defenseman, Elias Pettersson. Christian Wolanin with Myers, Felton with Kudryavtsev, and Forbort with Friedman. So I'm going to talk about each of these lines and And before I talk about each of these lines and combos and decombos, not all the decombos I'll talk about, there's not much to say. It's very important to realize that just because this is day one of camp, this doesn't necessarily mean that these are going to be the lines for opening night. I think you guys are smart enough to realize that. But you also, I think we're allowed to read a little bit into it, because why would you waste too much time going with combos that won't even work? Now, I get it. Rick Tocchet will probably try a couple of different wingers on Pettersson and DeBrusk right side, just to kind of give guys, not only to see how they click, but Rick Tocchet is really big on playing young guys with veterans so they can just kind of learn the ropes, see the preparation, whatever it may be. So I'm not at all here declaring that Jonathan Lekkerimaki is going to be opening night on the right wing of Pettersson and DeBrusk. Although they looked really, really good together in the limited highlights and video footage I saw. They looked great. They were skating well. DeBrusk showing his speed and his hands. Pettersson being Pettersson, and then Lekkerimaki ripping a couple really, really good shots. Yeah, I think it got cut off, but someone mentioned that DeBrusk compared him to David Pastrnak already, which is pretty crazy. And yes, if anyone saw, hey, Justin, nice to see you. I know Lucas is here. Hey, everyone, Shannon, Carol. I think everyone, I think if you listen to DeBrusk's media availability, he was pretty funny. You can tell that he's comfortable with the media. He's well-spoken. He was kind of teasing a little bit, but very self-deprecating. I really like Jake DeBrusk. I think he needs to be great here. You know what else I like? I like it when Hall of Famer Justin Credible gifts memberships. So he gets the donation train going in a big way. Let's give him some love. So shout out to Hall of Fame member Justin Credible, who gifts 5 franchise memberships. That is equivalent of a $25 donation. So thank you, Justin. Very, very generous of you. And these 5 memberships go to Smiley Hello, Helen, JGP, I Am Rappy, Matt Blom, and BC Beasley. Welcome back. I know at least 3 of you have been members before. Taylor, I don't know what you got to do to get a membership. You better check to make sure you have membership gifting on, like you're allowed to receive them. But Justin, thank you. Let's give Justin some love in the chat. And wow, that is very, very generous of you. Let's give him some love, and congrats to everyone who was gifted a membership by Justin. That is awesome. Donation train is well out of the station. So again, Pettersson, DeBrusk, Lekkerimaki, DeBrusk, awesome media availability. Pettersson spoke as well, admitted that his knee isn't 100%, but he's going to play through it. But I don't think that's Petey making an excuse. He's just kind of being honest. But I'm not too worried about it right now. So Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Lekkerimaki, let's see if they end up playing more together throughout training camp and the preseason. Yeah, more members live streams. You like those ones? Lucas, the legend, coming through. Shout out to Lucas Gates for the $5 donation. Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Thursday to you, Lucas. Canucks hockey is just around the corner. Amen, brother. Like, sub, member, and more. Hanging with my friend Elliot after Gaming Club. Well, I hope Gaming Club went well. And welcome, Elliot. Glad that you are here as well. Or maybe Lucas suckered you into watching me. Or maybe you're not even paying attention. It's just on in the background. Regardless, thanks for being here. And Lucas, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate your generosity as always. Now, let's talk about some other lines. Ratu between Garland and Hoglander. Well, obviously, Tocchet's trying new things. I'm surprised that he didn't put Suter and Garland together, because that's with Bluger's absence. I thought it was going to be Suter, Garland, and Joshua anyways. Of course, Joshua recovering from cancer surgery. So I thought you'd see Suter, Garland, and someone, but I think they just put these guys together. Tocchet has said that Garland's quite versatile. And again, it's the first day of training camp. But you have Garland and Hoglander, 2 smaller players, playing with Aatu Ratu, who isn't the biggest guy either. So I don't think that this line is going to be a line. I just think, they're kind of small, but whatever. It's first day of training camp. Then you have Niels Amon, who has a chance to be the fourth line center if Teddy Bluger's out any longer, but it might only be a week. And then you have Linus Karlsson, who has played in the NHL before, and you had Sammy Blais, who's played in the NHL before. To me, this kind of looks like the fifth line, right? Kind of like guys 13, 14, and 15. And then you have a fill-in line of Smith, Pettersson, and Arliksson. But yes, Pettersson, and Pettersson all in this group today. On defense, DPD with Hronek. Apparently, Hronek looked really good today. Obviously, they split Hughes and Hronek up for day one. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think they want to see different guys with Hughes. They want to see different guys with Hronek, even if they end up playing together for opening nights. And then it's great to see DPD get a chance to go with Philip Hronek. Yeah, Christian Wolanin, who I still don't know why hasn't got a shot in the NHL, at least with the Canucks, with Tyler Myers. So that's fine. And then number 3 defenseman, number 4 defenseman with number 9 defenseman. Then Felton and Kudryavtsev, I don't think either of those guys are making the team this year. And then Derek Forbort, who's expected to make the team, along with Mark Friedman, who's number 8. I have met number 8 on the depth chart behind Noah Juleson at number 7. But before that, we have another membership gift to acknowledge from another Hall of Fame member, Shannon. So shout out to Shannon Hollingworth for gifting a franchise membership, a $5 donation. Thank you, Shannon. And that goes to Jack Maloney. So welcome, Jack. Jack, who is turning 22 on Sunday, right? 22 on the 22nd. Glad that you are here. So welcome to franchise membership, Jack Maloney. And thank you, Shannon Hollingworth, for the wonderful donation. Went off the screen for a sec, but yes, shout out to Shannon. Thanks a lot, Shannon. Appreciate you. And welcome again, Jack. And hey, Toy Maker, I see that you are in the chat. Welcome as always. Hola to you as well. Let's keep going. So that was Group A. So obviously, I think the biggest story here was Lekkerimaki getting to skate alongside Pettersson and DeBrusk, and then the fact that Hughes and Hronek were split up. And for today, it was DPD that was on Hronek's left side. Then Group B came out. And then Group C basically was, well, we'll go over that in a second. So Group B came out, the rest of the pros, we would say. No surprise to anyone. JT Miller, Brock Besser, and Danton Heinen. That to me, and remember, that's the kind of the line that we predicted as a community last week. They've already been skating together informally, and the fact that they started together today, again, it's not set in stone, but it's funny. Like I guess I can't say, oh, let's read into the fact that these guys are playing together, and then in the very next breath say, but it's only day one in training camp, so none of this matters. I don't know. I think there is something, like when I see this line, this is the one line that I think is going to be a line when the season starts. But I don't know. You may agree or disagree with me, but I definitely think that that's going to be a line. Then Suter, who is going to be the third line center behind Miller and Petey, with Sprong and Baines. I think Sprong could end up playing with Suter on that line. But Baines, I think, is a long shot to make the team. Then you have Max Sasson, who's not going to make the team, but he's with two guys that might, like, I think Kiefer Sherwood will make the team, and I think PDG is right on the bubble. So that's an interesting one. And then Mueller, Klimovich, and Nielsen, that is, they're not going to make the team. So you kind of have a first line there in the Miller, Besser, Heinen line, and then like two kind of fourth and fifth lines there. So we'll see between Baines, Suter. Well, I think Suter, Sprong, and Sherwood are those three. All the S's, not Sasson though, are going to be on the opening night roster. And then you have Hughes with Juleson, which is what they did last year a little bit, but I think that was just to try something different. Susie and Desharnais, that could be a pairing. Do you actually go Hughes, Hronek, Susie, Desharnais, Forbort, Myers, and move Desharnais up to the second pairing already? We'll see. And then Minio and Alcos, and Hirose and Wu. Hirose and Wu, they put all the Asian guys on the same pairing. You know, Hirose is half Japanese, and Jet Wu is half Chinese. So they make one full Asian guy. So there you go. That is the Group B lines. I think the biggest thing out here is the fact that we see Heinen playing with Miller and Besser, and the Soucy Desharnais pairing is interesting to me. Finally, so that's Group A. Group B, or the goaltenders of Group B were Ferguson and Tolopil. And then Group C, who we didn't even get line combos because they didn't have enough guys to make, a full complement. But guys that basically won't or even battle for the team. The only guy that surprises me on here is Josh Bloom, but he's still young. I don't know if I have high hopes for him, but I do have some hopes for Josh Bloom. But he is in this Group C again. Group C made up basically of any guys that didn't make Group A and Group B. It's very rare that you see a guy move from A to B down to Group C, because these guys don't even have a full, like, there's only 10 forwards here, right? Because Bluger and Josh are out. There's only 5 defensemen here. And then there's only, why is there only 5 defensemen here? Oh yeah, because the other 2 groups had 8, not 6. And then the 2 goaltenders in Lemieux and Young. But refresh my memory, you guys did, oh yeah, I guess Guillaume Brisebois is in this group. So surprised that Brisebois is in this group. Surprised Josh Bloom's in this group. And correct me if I'm wrong, do we remember, was it one year where Jake Virtanen, after day 1 or day 2, was placed in Group C? Do you guys remember that? I seem to remember Jake Virtanen being placed in Group C for one day. I don't know if that was a punishment, if that was a statement from Travis Green, but am I losing it, or did that happen? Let me know. I seem to remember that, but I could be completely wrong. Okay, friends, we are at 27 minutes. That's perfect. That's about time for a mid-show sponsor read. So let's get going, and then I'll get to all of your questions and comments. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Check him out, coachpatrickliu.com/clay, and receive a free 5-day workout when you sign up. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, making that fine artwork. Thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Don't forget, you can subscribe. You can like the video. 76 of you in here, which is awesome. Only 24 likes, so we can bump that up. Leave a donation, like some of you have done. Thank you. You can gift memberships, like some of you have done. Thank you. Buy your own membership. Upgrade your own membership. Use your monthly membership message, your triple M. Show off how long you've been a member. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Don't forget, on Sunday, massive show. I'll be giving away tickets to a Canucks game, and I'll be showing off my brand new storefront. My merch is going to be on sale officially starting on Sunday. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait for you guys to be able to purchase things. I'm going to, my vow to try and keep the prices as low as I can. In the 1920 season, Jake got put in Group C twice. Wow. Jake can't even close the door. Yes, leading to Besser's first injury. Once in September camp and once in the summer camp before the bubble. Wow. Okay, friends, I will go with your questions starting now. How would you rate your... Oh, let's start with this. Adam Gaudette scored every preseason game and knocked Sven Berchi off the team, then fizzled out in the regular season. Yeah, is he even playing in the league anymore? How would you rate your confidence level this season with last season? I'm confident with an asterisk beside it, because admittedly at this time last year, and we proved it in our Canucks After Dark predictions, no one, even the biggest optimists here, no one could have predicted how well the Canucks did. So if we're talking about September 19 this year to September 19 last year, my confidence level is higher right now, obviously, than last year at this time, because I know what the Canucks are capable of. But is my confidence level as high as it could be? No, because of the Demko situation. Full fronto front clay. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Hey, Tim, nice to see you. Hey, Jivan, nice to see you. I don't know who this Coloco guy is. What referees do you like in the NHL, or do you like all the referees? I think I answered this already, Simon. And I said that I don't know any of the referees aside from Wes McCauley. That's it. So that's my answer. I don't I don't have any favorite referees in the NHL. If Demko comes back and stays healthy for the majority of the season, do you think he can win the Vezina? Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but if he has a really good season and we know of his injury trouble, yep, that builds a case for him for sure. Hey Hansel, when's the Black Friday sale coming for the merch? I got to figure out how to even open the store. It's been 2 years. Yes, it has been a long time coming, but it's cool. Basically, right now, for now, I'm just releasing the 2 logos. The GLCPC that I'm wearing right now, I'll just hide it right here. And the CCC that you see in the top left corner of your screen. So those are the 2 logos. And then you can use those logos on anything: sweatshirts, hoodies, V-necks, t-shirts, stickers, mugs, notebooks. The only thing I think that I wanted that they couldn't do was hats. So and then I got to figure out, I have discount codes for franchise, Hall of Fame, and Legend. So I'm gonna figure out how to get those out to you as well. But I'm excited. Thank you. I'm glad you're excited, Hansel. How confident are you this season? Pretty confident, Tyler. Pretty confident. Thoughts on Canucks clinging DeBrusk to Petey so he has no choice but to be in the battles and scrums, therefore always engaged. Well, I think whether that's the motivating factor or the fact that Petey hasn't had really high talent, talented wingers ever since they moved Besser to Miller's wing. So I think it's fine. I think DeBrusk works hard, good skater, good two-way player, also good hockey IQ, all things that you think in theory that Petey would thrive with a guy with all those qualities for sure. What's a failure for this team in your opinion? Missing the playoffs is a failure, even with the goalie uncertainty. I think missing the playoffs will be a failure now. Bluger was on the ice today. Oh, maybe prior to all the guys. If injuries do hinder this team a bit and they get healthy by playoff time as a lower seed or wild card, they would be the team no one would want to play. Yeah, Ricky, great point. And even without the injuries notwithstanding, I would rather the Canucks finish with 100. Like I'm predicting 102 points, and I'll say that right now. They're going to be 20 games over 500, which is still very good. I predict they're going to go 42, 32, and 10. No, that doesn't add up. Sorry, 52. No. Sorry. Start again. 46, 26, and 10. That adds up to 102. 46, 26, and 10. So they're not going to get their 50 wins, but I think they're still going to be 20 games over 500, and they'll go in as a second or third seed. But I want them playing better than they were going into the playoffs this season. Thoughts on the Canucks telling the Larshiders they can't get their usual section due to more season ticket holders? Hearing latest updates, they were trying to move them to a lounge and said yes. So starting not this season, but the next season, right actually behind my seats or in the corner in the end, 316, 317, 318, they're going to build another lounge, standing room only, perfect for the Larshiders. But Justin, until then, I don't like this. They have been very loyal. They've been helping with the atmosphere at Rogers Arena for the past 7 or 8 seasons. And much like, I just think, I get the reason why it's not as easy to displace, 200 people for the regular season ticket holders or ticket buyers for the Larshiders games. I get that it's more difficult to do that now because the Canucks are better, but I still think they could be treated better for all that they've done for the team. And it's a sentiment that I've kind of hinted at and shared with some of you privately as well, that I just think the organization could treat fans and content creators a little better. And I may or may not be speaking from experience. Don't think I'll be going to the Grey Cup toy maker, but I haven't decided yet. Demko can't spell full season. What does that mean? Could Demko get nominated for the Masterton if he returns and plays well? Yeah, but if they don't really divulge the injury completely, it's kind of hard to vote for. You can still vote for him, but what are you voting for? He came back from a mysterious injury. I don't know. I might go to some other people. Preseason simply means the games, Shannon, that they play that don't count in the standings. And preseason is usually 2 weeks long. Are you worried the Canucks might miss the playoffs with the Demko news if he comes back late? Nope. I think they're structurally good enough to make the playoffs even without him or with him coming in late. Are you pro or anti-Larshiders? Lots of back and forth on them on socials and their sport. I like them. I generally like them. Like, I don't get annoyed by them, but I've never actually stood a whole game with them. But I know a lot of people involved. If I had to choose, I would support them for sure. Excited for preseason. First game's on the 24th. Hey, Tommy, how are you? I like this from a content creator, from a conversation starter. I don't think that this line is going to be the line that starts the regular season. Although Lekkerimaki fits there with his speed, his hockey IQ, his big shot, and then you can have DeBrusk retrieving pucks and PD setting them up. So I like it a lot, but I'm not convinced that that's what we're going to see on opening night. Forbert going to chase Hogland around in practice. Why? What happened? Do these guys have history? Oh, thank you, Carol. I'm very happy for you, Clay. You're going to be a great success that you already are. Yeah, I don't know. It depends, I guess, on your definition of success, but thank you, Carol. Excuse me. Oh. The juice went down the wrong tube. Is there an actual wrong tube? After seeing Kessler lay his body on the line for the city and how it affects the quality of life, I just hope Thatcher can get better, whether it's on the ice or not. Great point, Irvin. That's a good man, mature point. Yeah, I just mentioned this. I think you asked this after Justin. Thank you. Canucks is a wildcard team during 2020 postseason. The Panthers proved to be that team 2 seasons ago. Yep. If all earn $5 million, would you take Demko, Samsonov, or Bob the Builder? I don't know. I think I'm still taking Demko. I have a feeling Elias will be fine. He has proven he can handle high pressure situations. Yeah, I want to see a bit of a more body work, but I hear you. I agree. It's kind of bad optics considering how supported they've been, even when the team wasn't good. Yeah. Are people forgetting how good Vegas is? I feel like we're all going to be on alert again. Very possible, Matt. I think they had an off year last year, but maybe people are kind of being blinded or influenced by how good Edmonton and Vancouver were last year. Yes, first preseason game on Tuesday. They're prioritizing maximizing profit. I better not say anything, but you might not be wrong. I think they're going to be higher than that because I think they'll be higher because all the new players. You think they'll get to 109 points? Wow. For a second straight year, that's great if they do. That's 27 games over 500. Irvin is pro Lars Scheider. Nice. Keep cranking, Taylor. Keep cranking. Practice games basically is preseason to see who's good enough to make it. Tommy is indeed a legend for sure. Never had a chance to sit with the Lars Scheiders. Well, try and get in there this year. I'd much rather have Lars Scheiders than Crazy P. I feel like Crazy P is a nice guy, but feels like every time he comes into our section and bangs his drum, the other team scores. Well, that's not because of him. That would be a fluke. I spent time with Crazy P on a couple of road trips. Yeah, I like him a lot. Yes, I heard that too, that EP40's first name is Frederick, and his paternal grandparents came from Finnish descent. Oh, I didn't know that Finnish descent part. I knew about the Frederick part. When Forbert was on the Jets, Hoglander reverse hit him. Then Forbert was so mad and chased him all night. Oh, Toymaker, thank you. I actually forgot about that. That's funny. And then the Desharnais Miller stuff too as well. Which interview today impressed you more of the players who participated in action today? So interviews over on ice. I like Jake DeBrusk's interview. I thought his was the best. Vegas has Samsonov now. They do? Elias will probably be our starter. Yep. If Demko's out, who will be the backup? Either Patera or Tolopilo. As of now, I'd say it's Patera. Do you think somebody the other Canadians will do well? Do you think they make the proud of the NHL this year? Any little bit more help? Yeah, the Canadian. Okay. So I think you're asking about the Canadian teams. I think in order, I think Edmonton, Vancouver, Toronto are obviously the cream of the crop. I think Calgary is kind of hard to figure out. I think Winnipeg and Ottawa are the medium tier, and then I think Montreal and then Calgary are the bottom tier right now. Standing with the Lars Scheiders at games are some of my best memories at Rogers Arena. Yeah, my best memories are running into you, Ricky. Thoughts on Hoglander this year? It feels like this time last year we were stressed about him, but now he's somewhat proven. Yeah, he was good during the regular season, kind of disappeared a little bit in the playoffs, but he's still young. He's got a good contract, so I certainly think he can have an impact on this team. Is Crazy P any relation to Crazy George? No, but heavily influenced him. Crazy P started off at Lions games and moved over to the Canucks games for the past few years. Some good news regarding your housing. That's awesome, Carol. Do you want to share it here? EP40 is from a city called Sundsvall, and like 50% of them got Finnish origin. Okay, that would make sense. Will I do any watch-alongs? Yeah, RSA. Oh, actually, this is good for me to revisit this because you're relatively new to this channel. I don't like doing them. I think it's boring for you watching me, although I can't answer for you. And I think it actually distracts me from watching the game because I'm concentrating. Like it sounds like I'm spoiled or whatever, but I would much rather watch the game intently and then come on a live stream and talk to you about after the game. I'll do one or two watch alongs during the season, but they aren't my favorite thing to do, to be honest with you. Fresh blue paint job outside Rogers covering the gray walls. It pretty much silences the imminent return of flying skate. I haven't been there recently, although I might be. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Canucks will be tough to make it into the top 3 divisional spot given Demko's entry. Possibly that any 3 of the Kings, Golden Knights, Oilers, and Kraken. No, I mean, thank you, David. I don't think the Kraken or Kings are going to challenge for top 3. Is BC, not BC Beastly, but is BC here? He might disagree with me. Hot take, I think the Oilers get bounced in the first round if they don't play LA. That is quite a hot take. Have you ever been confident in Canucks prediction but was wrong? Yeah, I thought they would do way better in the Canadian division season, for sure. But you were talking about Clay Emo meetup now. Huh? Was I talking? Are you talking to me or someone else? Where were the interviews? How do I get on ice? Well, if you're talking about watching the interviews, Carol, the best place to see all of them is on Twitter, now X. So you go x.com/Canucks and you can see all of the interviews. BC's laughing at me about the Kings, I think. That's a good idea, Freddie PD40. Oh, Freddie PD. to distinguish him from DPD. Freddie PD and DPD. How about intermission watch-alongs? No interaction during the game, but maybe talk during commercial breaks and intermission. You know, Erwin, I have thought about this. I have thought about starting a stream, like doing a quick, 20-minute pregame, then leave my live stream going and just put a sign saying I'll be back for intermission, then coming back and talking for the full 18 minutes of the first intermission, then putting it on pause, coming back for the second intermission, then putting on pause, then coming back for the end of the game. I have thought about that before, just instead of making different streams, just one long 3.5 hour stream with big gaps in the middle. Hopefully LA doesn't get Edmonton 4 years in a row. What do you fan of more, Sekeres Price, Donnie Dolly, or Jeff Pettersson and rink wide, or subbing in? Okay. I like them all quite equally, and I'm very careful when I answer these type of questions because I've invited all these guys to different ways to collab, including my 24-hour live stream. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So honestly, Ricky, publicly, I'll say, and even privately, I like them all very, very similarly. I do find that I go find Sekeres and Price's interviews are a bit longer than Donnie Dolly. Sekeres and Price will go 15 to 20 minutes with guys like Frankie Corrado or whoever. Whereas I know Donnie and Dolly keep their hits to 7 or 8 minutes usually. So I do like the Sekeres and Price interviews just because they're longer. There's more content. But I think Donnie and Dolly are very creative. I think Jeff Pettersson is very, very knowledgeable and not afraid to ask tough questions. So I like all of them. How's that for a political answer? Weren't you talking about Clay meetups during the season? I've done those before, but I haven't planned any for this year just yet. Irvin, same question. Are you planning any meetups that aren't at games? Haven't decided yet. I could see myself doing 1 or 2 during the season, especially now that I'm not studying. Thoughts on Mort Seider signing 8.55 mil for 7 years and Bouchard asking for 11. I hope the Oilers pay him that. They didn't have 2 bad contracts. Yeah, Bouchard's good. He's better than Seider. I think Seider, there's been a lot of hype around him, and I'm not sure he's lived up to it yet. 8.5 is still a big contract. It's not as big as, say, what the Dahleens, Makars, Petterssons are going to make. It's kind of like, but the next tier defenseman. Yeah, I think that contract could end up looking pretty good, meaning Seider could grow into that contract, outplay that. And Bouchard at 11, I could see it happening, especially with the salary cap going up. He is a good player. Who's your X factor? Meaning will change this year besides the obvious Demko return. Kiefer Sherwood. I think Sherwood can have a really good impact on this team. How do you think Utah will do this season, given no arena distractions and a new city? I think they're going to do good. I think there's going to be a novelty around them, and I think their team itself is getting better. Not playoffs yet, though. Nashville this year, your thoughts? Some big, huge additions. Don't know Toymaker if they're all going to work out, but I applaud them for being bold. Yeah, I think they're a playoff team for sure. Can they sneak into third in the Central behind, say, Dallas and Colorado? Perhaps. That's a good idea. Some people can chat here about the game. Yeah, so RSA, the only drawback to doing that, and let's say that I'm truly not at my screen, right? I leave everything here, then I go watch TV in my living room, then come back here for the intermission and post game. Is I don't know if it's fair if I expect the moderators to be there for the to moderate and watch the game. But if we don't have any moderators, it could go absolutely bonkers in here. So those are some of the kind of considerations I need to think about. So Irvin says he would 100% pop in an intermission stream. Anyone else down? Well, let's tell you what. Let's do it as a poll. Would you pop into a 20-minute intermission live stream? Yes or no? How do you see expansion going? Houston and Atlanta seem to be the favorites currently. Could you see two other teams? Yeah, it's funny. Expanding by anything less than 4 makes it non-symmetrical. We're at 32 teams already, but I could see that like a team like Atlanta, Houston, Quebec getting a team in the near future. I don't know about like right away, but I could see the NHL continue to grow. My bowling was okay, Simon. I kind of bowled like a guy who hadn't bowled in a year, but I'll be bowling in a tournament on Sunday, which I'm excited about. 32 thoughts is good. Yeah, I agree. Mort Cider is overrated. Since the Harrison price went digital, they have a lot more freedom than their 10-40 days. That is an excellent point. Almost done. Awesome, Taylor. Can't wait for the season. Me too, Jaskrin. Sherwood because of the physical play. Yeah, actually, physical, tough to play against. And I think he's got untapped offensive upside. Love the Canucks chat. Matt, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for that nice compliment. Will Swayman, Cole Perfetti, Dawson Mercer, will they stay with RFS deal? Huh? You mean will they stay with, what does that mean? Are you asking RSA if I think they're going to get signed before or stay as restricted free agents? I think you'll see all of them signed. Maybe not right away, but within the first 2 weeks of the season. Avstars, Preds, and possibly the Utah challenging Winnipeg Jets for top 3. That's fair, David. I have time for that. Do you have high expectations for the season, or do you feel we're in for incremental or middling results? Good question, Irvin. Houston and Atlanta have already had teams, though. Good point. Going to SFU, that's great. With the Oilers depth in the top 9, who ends up with more goals, Podkolzin or Sherwood? Assuming both. Sherwood. I think Sherwood were. By the way, was anyone offended by Podkolzin saying he was basically doing his pregame, his media availability for Edmonton? And he goes, I'm happy that Connor McDavid is on my team as opposed I'm playing with him as opposed against him. He goes, although I didn't really play against him because I was always on the bench when he was on the ice. I thought that was pretty funny, actually. That was good. Yeah, the Oilers top 6 is pretty crazy, isn't it? McDavid, Hyman, Nuge, then Draisaitl, with Skinner and who's the other guy? Arvidsson? No. What's the guy's name? The guy they got from Nashville or LA. Atlanta, 2 teams. I think Quebec would be the next Canadian team to get a city. A Canadian city to get a team. Said no for intermission for Tyler. That's cool. Houston, I believe, was WHA days. Didn't merge with the other teams. Stepmom managed to get tickets to the training camp for free because of the radio. Nice. That's awesome, Spartan. So you're going all the way back for the weekend. That's good for you. Good for you. If NHL expands, we need regulation or a playing series for playoffs. That sweet spot was back in my day when the NHL was 24 teams. Because they are RFA, will they stay in their current team? Yeah, I do think all of them will RSA. Board of Governors are meeting or have had a meeting to decide open up expansion process. That's fair. Alposo did retire, indeed. Hey, Sam. Podkolzin simply speaking the truth. Yeah, I wasn't offended at all. I thought it was great. It is Arvidsson. Thank you. Oiler have dual Skinners, indeed. Pull landslide. Yes, 80% saying they would at least turn into an intermission stream. Okay, that's good to know. Draisaitl gets all that money to play with two guys not worth a dang. Sign it. Good night, Clay. Go Canucks go. Thanks, Matt, for being here. Well, Canadian team to get their own city would be pretty funny. That's true. Meritocracy. I don't even know what that means. Do you think 32 teams is enough? Getting kind of crowded. Oh, you mean you want more teams? I don't know. I like symmetrical, but I guess you go to 36, 6 of 6. I guess, yeah. It doesn't matter how many teams. You just once you get to playoffs, as long as it makes sense. That's fair. No, not two goalies. There's Stuart Skinner and Jeff Skinner. Carol, Jeff Skinner is a forward. Put an AHL team in Kelowna with a new arena. There are enough people in the surrounding Okanagan, Northern BC to support it. Yeah, you think so, though? Will they draw like 16,000 a game, though? I pray for the Oilers' downfall. Okay. Yeah, the NBA has a play-in, and I think it adds a lot of intrigue for sure. Okay, friends, it's the last 4 minutes. So pepper me with questions. I'll wrap up somewhere in the next 4 to 7 minutes or so. And it's the last time you're going to see me until Sunday night. Massive stream. Going to do ticket giveaway. Going to do merch release. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Ticket giveaway. You know what that means? Reverse wheel of names. So I can't wait. The problem is with Quebec City, expansion fee would be in American dollars. Cost more in Canada. Clay, you've been streaming like crazy this week. You're the people's champ for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm the OTC, the original tribal chief. So glad you're filling the void. Rob Fay Nation left. Well, I appreciate that. I wasn't doing it intentionally to fill his void. I like the late night time slot, and I like being regular. And I'm talking about consistent in my streams, not in my going to the washroom. I'm not sure where that came from. Then they have Kane and Henrique on third line, Perry, Brown, Janmark. Wow. Kelowna Rockets are a huge team. I don't think an NHL team would work. When's my next Zoom call member stream? So my next member stream will be on one of the days next week, either the Wednesday or the Thursday. Haven't decided which day yet. And then the next Zoom call, I was going to do it on the 29th, but it looks like I'm going to have to move it to the next weekend, which would be October 6th. But I'll get word out to everyone with plenty of notice. Does Jacob Fatu turn on solo soon? No, I think they're going to tease it for a while, Justin, but it won't happen. They got to keep Fatu as a bad guy. Rockets fill arena and Pettersson does even better. I think it's possible. That's fair. Intermission streams would be awesome. It's your call, Clay. If it doesn't interfere with the Canucks watching, I'm 100% behind it. Have a good night. Go Canucks go. Thanks, Tommy, for being here. I appreciate you, brother. What was the longest it took you to learn a life lesson, and what was it? Depends how deep or how private you want me to go. Let me go with the safer one for now. Yeah, that's a great question, Irvin. That's a deep question. A life lesson. How's this for a couple answer? I'm still learning about balancing being present to my family that's getting older and more independent, to being immediately selfish. And I'm once in a while, I'll call myself out on being selfish, doing the things I want, going to Canucks games, having my YouTube channel. And it might look like, this is pretty deep, actually. It might look to the outside that I don't spend enough time with my family. I don't worry that people think that. It's not like anyone's come up and said, "Oh, you should stop streaming," but I don't worry too much about optics, but I am aware of them. So let's just put it that way. Like, as much as I'm blessed, I think I'm a really good manager of time, to be honest with you. I'm a good time manager. You guys know my philosophy. I don't have time for people who say they're too busy to do anything. No, they're just bad time managers. But because I'm a good time manager, it looks like, and maybe it's true, I end up getting to do a lot of things I like to do: YouTube, music, religious education, going to games, blah, blah, blah. But I guess the challenge is to make sure that I'm still being present to my family. How's that for a deep answer? Wow. Hey, Harry, with Joshua Bluger and Demko out of the lineup this upcoming season, who do you think will fill in those spots? Demko, we will see. Sheila's will step up. Bluger's only gone for a week, so I'm not even going to, there's no need to answer that because he'll be back. Joshua, I think everyone bumps up, and a guy like PDG or Sammy Blay might make the team now. Good night, Carol. Take care of yourself. Oh, I'm sorry for the home opener roster. She lost for Demko, and then Patera backing him up. Blue Girl will be back, and then Joshua. Yeah, like I said, a guy like PDG or Sammy Blay. Wonder if they brought in Jeff Skinner for covering up Stuart Skinner's Skinner chat. Yeah, now they can say that. Yeah, they're cheering for him. That's funny. Good night, RSA. Bye, Carol. I am going to Survivor Series, Edmund. Did fans react similar to Goujo's situation? Yeah, well, Bourdon wasn't nearly as well known throughout the league. So I'd say, and with the rise of social media, which wasn't around when Bourdon died, I think there's definitely more coverage. Just as sad, of course. Good night, Rome. You plan to watch as many games that feature Canadian teams? Nice. Which non-playoff team do you think will make the playoffs? New Jersey, for sure. Carol, that picture you wearing the Oilers jersey, you were smiling. I'm not sure if that was a fake smile or if they forced you to do it. I thought it was a very cute picture. I will forgive you for wearing that Oilers. I know you lost a bet. It was a great picture, Carol. Thank you. We'll go to Europe. Are you a big fan of what teams? Oh, the NHL going to Europe? I don't mind the NHL going to expand their footprint. Intermission. Good night, David. I definitely see you as a family man, just like Rob Fay's irons in a lot of fire. Oh, just like Rob Fay. Irons in a lot of fires, but still devoted to his family. Also, kids need to see what hard work looks like. That's well said, Swervin Irvin. You are a deep guy in a good way. Religious education. I was a Bible study teacher before COVID. Nice. Yeah, BC. I run religious education classes for the public school kids that go to my church. So these kids are kids that don't go to St. Paul's Catholic School, where my wife is vice principal. Rather, they go to public schools, but they are parishioners, members of our church. So we have about 125 kids that come for classes on Wednesday night. I don't teach all 125, but I coordinate all the teachers and the facilities. Ticket giveaway on Sunday. Insane amount of seats still available for Survivor Series. Oh, yeah, it's so expensive. Bourdon had the potential to be good, but he hadn't really got started yet. Colorado, Utah playoff series. I like it. Which NHL team would be a huge surprise? You know, one of the Ottawa, Buffalo, Detroit, one of those guys in the Atlantic. Will you go to Europe if Vancouver comes over here? I don't know if I would go just to see the Canucks play, to be honest with you, RSA. But I was in Europe two years ago in Sweden, as you know. Great point. Never fully actualized his NHL career. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, and Johnny was going to be a father, and so was Matthew. Very, 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 very sad. Jets, Canucks, Western Conference Final, or Oilers, Canucks, Western Conference Final. Well, it can't be. Well, it could be Oilers, Canucks if one of them plays as a wild card. Yeah, that would be crazy. You can meet me and travel around Europe. That sounds good. We do a lot of damage, RSA. Imagine 2011 pairing of Edler Bourdon. Yes, I know. Yes, I think they're excused of that cap toy maker. Deegan McMillan getting the main camp invite as a free. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. He's in the third grouping, so obviously they don't expect much, but I think great experience for him. And I can't wait for this, Harry. I'm all for best on best hockey. All right, friends, 12 o'clock, time for me to wrap up. So thanks to all of you for being here. Thanks for the compliments about the GLCPC shirt. You can buy it starting on Sunday, but I will talk about all of that on Sunday night stream when we also give away some tickets. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Thanks to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your M, or if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Thank you to Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Coach Patrick Lee, weight loss coach. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond with their generosity today. Justin got us going by gifting 5 memberships. Lucas gave a $5 donation, and Shannon also gifted a membership. So 6 memberships gifted plus a donation turned out to be a really, really great night. All right, friends, don't forget, rate my dad joke on the way out. Scale 1 to 10. Just type it in the chat as the outro is playing. And don't forget that my next stream is on Sunday night. I don't stream on Fridays and Saturdays. My next stream is on Sunday night, where we will give away some tickets, and I will open up finally my merchandise, my storefront. So look forward to that on Sunday. Hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy Canucks training camp. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Oh, I cannot go. I never leave if people donate. And I still haven't done that subathon or donate-a-thon or pay for Clay or whatever I'm going to call it. But I don't leave when people gift. So thank you. So if I was doing that streamathon, I would say Irvin just bought another 7 minutes. But I'm not doing that tonight. Swerve and Irvin, thank you very much for the super sticker, the $7 donation. Nice late gift. So everyone give some love to Irvin in the chat, and then make sure to rate the bad joke as well on a scale of 1 to 10. So once again, thank you, Irvin. A great way to end off the stream. I will not talk slower just to induce or invite more donations. If they come naturally, that is awesome. So for real, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. So I was shopping for shoes a couple of days ago, and I was trying on this nice dress shoe, and I said to the employee, the shoe is too tight. So she said, well, try it with the tongue out. So I said, it's still no good. It's still too tight. Oh, I messed that up. It's still no good. It's still too tight. This is the worst ever. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.